For months, Benjamin Netanyahu has had one war goal: a complete victory over Hamas. But now suddenly the Israeli Prime Minister is talking about hostages. For the first time, he is publicly prioritizing the return of the hostages still in Gaza. This comes as the Israeli public has grown weary of an endless war. They want an immediate return of hostages. So what does this mean? Is Netanyahu finally responding to growing domestic pressure? Is this a prelude to a ceasefire, or is this a way to buy time from a frustrated nation? Our next report tells you.
For nearly 20 months, the war in Gaza has been a drumbeat of devastation. Airstrikes, evacuations, ceasefire talks that begin and collapse like sandcastles. And through it all, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stood firm on one message: a total victory over Hamas. But this weekend, the Israeli Prime Minister has suddenly changed his tune. He is talking about bringing back hostages again.
I want to inform you that many opportunities have now opened up, as you surely know, following this victory. First and foremost, to rescue the hostages.
More than 50 of them still trapped in Gaza since Hamas's October 7, 2023 attack. For months, they were mentioned only as tragic footnotes in a broader Israeli war doctrine. Now, suddenly, Netanyahu wants to shift the narrative. He says that many opportunities have opened up following Israel's war with Iran. And now rescuing the hostages might just come first. Or at least that saying so might be politically necessary. So what has changed? The brief 12-day war gave Netanyahu a breather. Polls briefly ticked up. The public was in support of Netanyahu's military actions. But it didn't last. By last weekend, headlines had shifted back to Gaza. Over 56,000 Palestinians have been killed and neighborhoods flattened. Yet the hostages haven't still returned home. What's more, the domestic tide was turning. In Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Haifa, thousands were back on the streets demanding a ceasefire deal. Demanding that Netanyahu bring their families home. Then came Trump, always eager to play both matchmaker and kingmaker. The US president is demanding a Gaza deal on Truth Social. After all, Trump has just handed Netanyahu a gift with the Iran strikes. Also, there is his vocal support for dismissing Netanyahu's corruption trial as a witch hunt. So the Israeli PM has no option but to listen. Behind closed doors, high-level meetings have begun again. Netanyahu has been meeting with key ministers to reassess Israel's Gaza strategy. Ron Dermer, his trusted advisor, flew to Washington to hash out the new proposal. It talks about a 60-day ceasefire, the release of 10 living hostages and 18 bodies, and a framework for ending the war. But a release of hostages demands diplomacy and compromise, even if that means negotiating with Hamas. And this reflects the divide at the heart of Israeli society. One side wants closure, the other wants victory. Netanyahu is now being asked to choose. Right now, his base is split over this decision. His rivals, like former PM Naftali Bennett, are sharpening their knives. Some are calling openly for Netanyahu to resign. And the longer the war drags on, the more the domestic chorus in Israel grows. Over half of Israelis now say Netanyahu should step down. Nearly two-thirds say the war in Gaza should end. So Benjamin Netanyahu stands at a crossroads. The Iran strikes gave him a temporary high, but the reality of Gaza has returned like a shadow. Right now, he has a chance to bring the hostages home and cement his legacy. But legacy, like rescue, depends on what you're willing to risk and whom you're willing to lose.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
Stands at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
geschäftsführenden Direktor
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$4 trilhão.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.